Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is High Pride, and today we are watching the Legends of Runeterra in Season 2021 dev video. So I already seen this video, so I'm not really calling this a reaction, but I do want to go into some speculation, as well as just kind of bring a little bit of hype to the upcoming year for Legends of Runeterra. I'm super pumped and super excited for what we can expect this year, and I can't wait to see the new region, the new champions, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
Hi, I'm Jeff Jew, executive producer for Legends of Runeterra, and I'm here to talk to you about our plans for 2021. But first, let me get a little sentimental. Nearly a year ago, we set out to build a better card game, and the progress we've made has only been possible with your feedback and your support. Since our launch on PC and mobile, we've released hundreds of new cards, brought over fan-favorite champions, and added new features like rotating game modes and in-game tournaments. And the good news is, we're just getting started. In 2021, we're focusing on leveling up our approach to champions and bringing more social features to Legends of Runeterra, while introducing new regions to the game.
Speaking of new regions, let's get it.
From the deep seas of Bilgewater to the summits of Targon, we've explored a lot of Runeterra so far. Up next, we're traveling to the magnificent ancient land of Shurima, home to desert nomads who travel the sands, monsters hidden beneath, and the ascended beings that rule above. This is Shurima like you've never seen it before, a flourishing civilization with a rich history and a bold new future. But we're not just here to geek out over the lore. Let's talk about gameplay. Shurima will add some really cool new mechanics to the game, from seeking buried relics to predicting the future or tapping into the godlike power of the Ascended.
So I'm going to stop it right here because I kind of want to talk about this. So, new gameplay mechanics, seeking buried treasure, and predicting the future, and the power of the ascended beings. So this is pretty interesting. I'm not sure how exactly they're going to do this, but I'm assuming there might be some cards that are maybe like relics or something like that, that we might have to dig through, and then maybe when we get them, they do this powerful effect. And then the ascended beings obviously are going to be, I think it could be probably a new tribal, like a celestials kind of thing, but for ascended characters, and some of them are clear, Renekton, Nasus are ascended. Azir is also ascended, which then gets me into the champions, because I'm super excited about some of the champions that could come out from this region. Again, Renekton, Nasus, Xerath, Sivir, Azir, and I think Azir could bring a ton of new mechanics to the game, specifically surrounding or centering around his sand soldiers. I think would be an interesting gameplay mechanic, because his kit is so centered in League of Legends around his sand soldiers that I can't see you making his card not have to deal something with that. As well as Nasus with his Q ability, his Siphoning Strike, where I would assume that he has some sort of stacking mechanic, whether it's a spell that you get every round, and if you killed something last round, it increases in power, something like that, to kind of pay homage to the champion, because that is such an iconic part of his kit, that I can't see you doing that card without something like that. And then, characters again like Xerath, a long range mage character would be pretty interesting to see, something centered around that. Sivir obviously has her boomerang mechanic, not boomerang, but a ricochet mechanic, where she can just kind of bounce her weapon across multiple enemies, which would be something you could see, as well as the spell shield which I would assume if you're going to implement that to kind of stay true to the character, it'd have to be a spell that's generated, or for like burst speed, something that you can react, because that's kind of how the mechanic for her spell shield works in the game, is where she pops it, in reaction. And I think you would be doing a disservice to the character if you couldn't do that with that spell, if that's something that they were to implement, right? Or her ultimate where she speeds up the rest of her team. Maybe you could do something like give all of your units quick attack. Obviously without making it super OP, but this is just me spitballing off the top of my head, right? I don't know if there's leaks on what cards are coming or whatever, so I'm just kind of spitballing ideas here of, things that I'm super excited to see, and, hopefully they do these characters justice, and hopefully they don't make them super broken, though. But I'm super pumped to see what we have in store, so let's continue this video.
Shurima's power is available to those who are resourceful enough to thrive. But be warned, the sands do not forgive. We'll be sharing more about Shurima and when you can wander its dunes early in the year. As part of this year's goal to focus more on champions, we're looking for new ways to get you more champions more often, even outside of our bi-monthly expansion releases.
So this is very interesting. So it seems like what he's alluding to is in between expansion releases, they want to also release champions, which I think is a very interesting idea and might be enough if the character is powerful enough to shake up the meta more consistently. So we don't have super dominating decks for super long periods of time. So I actually think this is pretty cool, as long as the champions that they release are good enough to shake the meta up. But obviously you could do that alongside of releasing, nerfs and buffs to other champions and other cards to also do that. But I think this is just another way of shaking up the meta and making the game feel more fresh. So I'm super excited about that.
The first of these champion releases is right around the corner, featuring everyone's favorite sad moon boy. That's right, Aphelios is coming to LOR next month. Aphelios is a gun-swapping Lunari who's kind of that strong, silent type. Sort of like my usual co-host who's just not here right now. Has anyone seen him? When you summon Aphelios, you'll choose which weapon in his arsenal to use.
Alright, so here we go. Our first new champion revealed, Aphelios. So he's a 3 mana 3/3, and when you play him, I didn't get to read the effect, but I'm assuming when you play him, you get to choose one of these spells. Now, coinciding with his actual champion, when you pick one, it will be one of these weapons and then can change into another one of the weapons after you use it, right? So we've got Infernum the Flamethrower, which is they're all 2 mana slow speed spells, first off. So Infernum the Flamethrower, grant an ally Overwhelm and +2/+1, phase into Crescendum or Calibrum, which brings us into the next weapon, Calibrum, the sniper rifle, deal 3 damage to a follower, and then phase it into Severum or Gravitum. Going into Gravitum, we've got stun an enemy. If it's a follower, stun it again at the next round start. So if it's a champion, just stun it for that round. If it's a follower, stun it for the following round as well. So you can use this on a follower, on a big follower like Captain Farron, and stun him for 2 rounds instead of 1. And then that will phase into Infernum or Crescendum. And then we got Severum, grant an ally lifesteal and +1/+1. And then phase into Gravitum or Infernum. And then Crescendum, summon a 2-cost follower from your deck. It has Nightfall. Oh, if it has Nightfall, trigger it. So that's an interesting card. And that phases into Calibrum or Severum. So kind of like his champion, it kind of goes in order of the weapons that he has, right? So he starts off in the game with Calibrum and Severum, and then from Calibrum and Severum, he goes to Gravitum, Infernum, and then Crescendum. So it's kind of cool that they kind of added that to his kit and his weapons that you can pick from when you summon him. So that's pretty cool.
Use first. But to really utilize Aphelios to his full potential, you should also be thinking about which weapon you'll need several rounds in the future. Your strategy will become more complex as you play more moon weapons alongside the brand new Targon cards. Confused? Don't worry, a loon will guide you.
So I think this is super cool because of the fact that you're going to pick which weapon you're changing it to. This will allow you to plan ahead, like he said, and I think that is going to be pretty good. I think it will. I think this champion will really show skill gap, and players who take their time to think rounds in advance of what they might need, not just this round, but the next round. So I think that's really fucking cool. I'm excited to see it when it comes live, and I definitely will be trying to play decks with him. We'll see how it goes.
But our focus on champions doesn't end with Aphelios. We're also keeping champions in mind in almost all of the new features we're developing. The first of which may look pretty familiar to some of you. Champion Mastery is coming to Legends of Runeterra. As you play games with each champion, you'll level up your Champion Mastery, getting new cosmetic flair for your collection. Paying off your dedications to champions you love is important to us, as is enabling your ability to style on your opponents. Now everyone will know they were slapped by someone who has an unhealthy fixation with Maokai.
Real quick, that was a small little thing, but that's pretty cool. If you have champions that you love to play, and if you only play with specific characters because that's the characters that you want to play with, those are your mains from League of Legends, whatever, I think that's pretty cool. I don't particularly play with one set of champions. I kind of play the best decks available, but I think it's pretty cool, so very interesting.
Last year, we focused a lot on competitive play with ranked, gauntlets, and seasonal tournaments. We're continuing to invest in competition this year, and I'm happy to announce that our next seasonal tournament will be happening at the end of February. But we believe we have an opportunity to make Legends of Runeterra a game that's fun to play with friends too. We miss the days of meeting up for late night games and making fun of each other for some really interesting plays. So I'm excited to share that our first cooperative lab is coming this week on January 13th. In this unique game mode, the Noxian army is advancing, and the only way to take them down is through the power of friendship. Work alongside your ally with decks that are built for teamwork. Darius is about to hit you with a Noxian guillotine. Don't worry, your buddies got your back. The forces of Noxus grow stronger each turn, so plan your path to victory before you're completely overrun. This is just our first foray into the world of cooperative modes, and we're looking forward to seeing what you think. Your feedback will help shape the sorts of labs we explore in the future, and you can expect to see more social features this year.
So, real quick on that, I'm not too big into labs. I might try to get into them now that I'm making YouTube videos, just as more content, but that's a pretty interesting feature that they're trying to bring co-op into this game, and they're implementing it this coming week with that new lab that they're bringing out. So pretty interesting. I may give it a try, but I don't have too many friends that play Legends of Runeterra, so we'll see about that one. But that's an interesting idea, and it's always good to bring more social features into the game and different cooperative modes. So I think that's pretty cool.
Finally, we had a blast working with the League team on Spirit Blossom, and we're excited to partner with them again. but they would ruin me if I said anything else. Like seriously, I don't even think I'd be missed. Well, that about wraps things up for me. Legends of Runeterra has already come so far since I first spoke to you last year, and the whole team is looking forward to doing even more for you in 2021. Thanks for watching.
Alright, so to finish this up, I'm going to kind of hit on the last thing that he talked about, which was the one more thing, which will clearly be a new event centered around the harrowing. I know that in League of Legends around October timeframe, they always have that, come up with new Halloween skins, and that is kind of like a harrowing event. And they had a cinematic a while back centered around that. It was like a puppet themed cinematic, which was pretty cool. So it's probably going to have to do with something with Ruination and the harrowing, something like that. So probably expect a darker tone and, some skeletons or ghouls or whatever, ghosts, pets maybe, and some pretty cool card backs that you can have from that. So I'm excited to see what that is about when they're able to put it out. And overall, I'm super excited for what they showed in this video. More cooperative modes, more social features is always good. More frequent champions, which would be super dope. And already coming out with a new champion soon, which is Aphelios, which looks pretty interesting and could have some pretty cool deck designs. The new region, which will also bring more champions, right, for your favorite regions. So, I'm sure every expansion will get one champion for each region, and then a bunch for Shurima, kind of like how they did with Targon. So super excited about that. So I'm kind of trying to figure out as if they're still going to bring out one champion per region, since they're already bringing out Aphelios with Targon. I'm assuming that Targon's still going to get another character. Kind of Aphelios is kind of just an add-in, and they'll probably be trying to do that between each expansion. That's just my speculation, though, obviously. And then for champions, obviously, Renekton, Sivir, Xerath, Azir, Nasus, just to name a few from Shurima, that could be coming. And, all the different type of gameplay mechanics that could come with that. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys are most excited for Legends of Runeterra in Season 2021. And please, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will be bringing out more Legends of Runeterra content in the future, so I hope you guys are ready. I will also probably be making my next video on probably what I think is the best deck in the meta right now, as I still try to climb through Platinum. I think I'm Platinum 3 right now. But I will be playing a bunch this weekend. I'm going to try to play a bunch this weekend, and hopefully by the end of this weekend I'll be Diamond, climbing into Masters. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.